after a breakout year in Nevada. Caleb, you were getting some feedback that you might be a first-round draft pick. What led you guys both to going back to school at the end of the day, even though you felt like you could be a first-round pick?
You know, I was kind of dealing with an injury at the same time. I didn't know kind of what that process entailed in terms of how quick things were going to happen, if my injury was going to allow me to be ready for that type of stuff, getting the opportunity to play with my brother for another year. And, you know, in our eyes at that time to come back and try to win a national championship and or go to make another run as a mid-major was a big thing for us. And we just kind of loved where we were at. And ultimately, I think we also made a decision too, because we feel like at that time we weren't NBA ready, you know, maybe to ourselves. Yeah, we had those conversations, and, you know, like you said, those are tough conversations for us. It might not seem like that for anybody else, but for anybody who has a relationship like us understands that's not always easy to kind of be like, all right, like, we've had our whole careers and been roommates pretty much our whole life, like things like that. So, you know, at the time, he was in a pretty good situation in terms of like, if he decided to leave, I feel like he would have been good. But at the same time, like you said, he was dealing with an injury, so you're kind of on the fence about it. And at the same time, we always feel like we can improve. We always feel like we can come back and do better and set ourselves up, you know, kind of bettering yourself type of situation like we've done pretty much our whole lives. So ultimately, look how it panned out. So, you know, he made the right decision, and I don't think he could have made the wrong one.
Fast forward to draft night a year later, and Cody gets drafted, you go undrafted. Take me back to that night.
It was one of those nights where you're extremely happy, but it's hard to enjoy at the same time because all I'm thinking about is him. I get drafted and he's acting like he got drafted, you know what I mean? But that's just how we support each other, and we've been there for each other no matter what, regardless of who's in that situation and who's not. And it's going to continue to be like that for the rest of our lives.
What was that roller coaster like for you?
It was a weird feeling just because, like you said, like I'm so hyped for him. Like I said, I felt like I got drafted, but at the same time, you almost feel like a burden because like I feel like he couldn't even, and my family couldn't even fully enjoy this once in a lifetime moment for him because everybody was worried about me. I'm trying to be hyped. I'm trying to be hyped for him, put all the attention on him, but it's still naturally the attention's coming on me because it's almost like, okay, he's good. Like he made it, he got drafted, so like, but nobody knows what I'm about to do. And so that was tough for me for a couple of days that happened just because, you know, I feel like my mom was messed up for a little while too, just because she's at the media day and with Cody and taking all the pictures, doing all the intros and all that type of stuff. And, you know, she's crying, calling my phone because I'm in the gym working out because I still haven't heard anything at that point yet. So it was tough, man. It was difficult, but like, you know, exciting at the same time. It was definitely a crazy feeling.
A little after Summer League, your agent Eric Fleischer gets you guys signed to Charlotte. What was the emotions of that?
I mean, we're both just hyped. You know, it almost feels like nothing is different or nothing's changed. It's just kind of a different change of scenery. And then on top of that, we're right down the street from where we live, so we didn't skip a beat. And even though the approach was different, trying to figure out what's going on or what's next and all that, kind of just felt like we're picking out where we left off.
So Caleb, you get waived by Charlotte. Now that you look back at that, did they make a mistake?
Oh, for sure. Just because, you know, you always feel like that. And at the time when they did it, I look back at, you know, at first you naturally feel some type of way, you get mad, upset. But then first thing I did was after I got the call, they let me know. First thing I did, I went right to my stats and I looked at everything. I said, all right, so what made them do that? Looked at everything, look at my efficiency, look at my percentages. I'd have waived me too. You know what I mean? So like, I didn't blame them at that point. I was just at that point, I was mad, and then I realized, then I was real about it. At that point, I wasn't producing, so I couldn't blame him at that point. Right after, I bought a lifetime membership, and then I just started working out there because I didn't have any other gyms. I wasn't getting the calls right away, so all I did, I was just going into lifetime working out, hours on end, all day, man, just trying to work out my frustration and just make sure I was on point to whenever I got that call. And it was a weird dynamic, man, because like a lot of people that pull up to the games in Charlotte, you know, they're in the stands watching and stuff. They're the ones, now I'm over there working out side by side with them on the rack bar. I asked them to, excuse me, can I get the dumbbell? Like, you know, so I kind of felt like a sense of embarrassment too, you know what I mean, as well, just being an NBA player now, just like that, you know, you working out where everybody else working out. So it was a reality check at the same time, and it was a blessing in disguise.
Take me behind the scenes of the process that led you to Miami.
I mean, it all began, you know, we were working out. He said me and my trainer Omar, we were working out and you know, at the gym. And you know, Cole there, Cole comes in all the time. I'm hooping with him every day. He works out. He was working out before me, like 7 a.m. And you know, when he's getting there, get it in, I'm going after him. And we come, obviously he's watching me work out, and every time we play pickup, so after every session, it's like, hey, what's the word? Like, what's the word? Like, you getting any calls? Like, what's the word? And I'm like, bro, I'm not hearing nothing. It got to a point, it's like, man, you know what? Let me look through my contacts. I know he's talking to Omar, talking to me. It was like, man, let me see what I got. So he comes across Quran. He hits up Quran, and at that time, even with Miami, there was no two ways available. And so I was like, damn. But that was like, looked like the best situation. And that just kind of, you know, their style, the culture, everything kind of fit what I was about. And my agent, Eric, was like, man, I just really feel like this is a really good place for you. Like, if we could find a way to make it happen, hey, can he come up there to try to, you know, see if we can go up there and get him in a workout? Because they were like, he can come up here and work out and do a scrimmage or whatever with the team, but we already got a two-way, and, you know, we'll just, you know, maybe it'd be a good route for the G League. So I'm like, all right. And so we call him. I tell him I'm already in Miami. I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina. I think Eric calls. Hey, he's already in Miami. He's already got the booster shot. He can be ready by tomorrow morning. I'm not in Miami. I don't have a booster shot. So I got to drive all the way to Charlotte, get the booster shot, drive all the way back to Raleigh, fly out that night, be ready for the scrimmage in the morning. And so I do all that, and they think I'm down the street, you know, in Miami. So then we work out in the morning. I kill the run. And like about an hour after we got done or whatever, I was on the scooter, literally right down the street down there. I was on the scooter, riding back to my hotel, and that's when Eric called me about them offering a two-way. And then Cole and Omar, they all called me too right after, like back to back. I had to stop me riding the scooter back to the hotel. I'm telling them about the whole run midway through the street. I'm like in the middle of the street, like on the sidewalk, just telling them about how everything went in the two-way. You know, got offered like that. Obviously, I was grateful and appreciative for the two-way just to get my foot in the door, but, you know, I was just playing for a locker, you know what I mean? I was playing for respect. I was playing, you know what I mean, playing, just trying to earn my stripes and stuff like that, and just show people like I belong in the association.
So, Caleb, most points for an undrafted player in conference finals history. What goes through your head when I say that?
Bro, I had no idea. I mean, that's a, you know, that's big time, man. I didn't know that. Like, I'm grateful and appreciative to even be in that type of conversation.
Past John Starks for that, by the way.
And for real.
Yeah.
Man, I see him on the court side the whole time. The Knicks, you know, to be in that type of conversation, man, I'm so grateful, man. Just like you said, just because how the path it took to get to this point. And but it's like such a blessing to be able to know that, like, man, I got, you know, so much more to do, so much more to work towards as well. But you know, it's stuff like that. You got to take a moment to appreciate it and enjoy it for sure. So I appreciate y'all telling me that.
So now Caleb's in the finals. He's doing his thing. What's it been like just watching Caleb go on this run?
It goes both ways because I'm excited to see him do this on this stage. But, you know, it's funny because it's almost like the way everyone's acting, they're just kind of surprised. And even when they come and tell me, like, your brother's killing right now, like, and I just kind of laugh sometimes, even though everybody thinks I'm him anyways. I'm walking down the street, everybody call me Caleb, all kinds of stuff. At this point, I just go along without posting the picture and just keep walking. I said like, you know, we seen this like a long time ago, and not just me, not just Omar, everybody, my family, like, people who really been in the gym and see him play, even all the way to Fortnite, all that stuff, like, he's busting a lot of some people's favorites players. That it's inspiring because, like, I'm still learning. For me to get to come here and experience stuff like this and be, you know, get to see how they operate in their team and things like that, how they play. Like, I'm taking stuff with me and I'm learning along the way too. And at the end of the day, no matter how you get here, as long as you get here. And I think he's proved that. And you don't have to be a, you know, first round draft pick or a lottery pick to be where you're at and be able to contribute at a high level and be who you're capable of. So I think it's just been really cool to even just to get to experience this, and I'm blessed to be a part of it, and I'm blessed to see him do it at such a high level, and he's going to continue to do that.